Welcome back to Health, Wellbeing and Lifestyle. We are here again with Sarah Kiryshin, barbecue cook and healthy food advocate, continuing our discussion about healthy food for today's busy people. And Sarah, this looks like you've brought a party into the studio and I can't wait to hear more about it. It looks so delicious.
Amazing. Well, this is my favorite, my go-to, my crowd pleaser. When I am doing a barbecue, this is what I get out every single time. It is, I know I go on a lot about making sure that barbecue is always easy, but in this case, it is so quick and so easy, and I've never met someone that doesn't enjoy it. It is just delicious.
Please explain what we have here.
Okay, so what we have is, I'll talk about these amazing little triangles here. So we've got lamb mince in pita bread in its simplest form. However, me being me, I always like to bam up my meals a little bit. So with the lamb mince, what I do is I pop in some tomatoes, some onion, some Mediterranean and Middle Eastern spices such as sumac, Aleppo peppers. They can be a little hard to get hold of, but we can pop in a few other inspired herbs and spices. So a bit of paprika is amazing in there, some parsley, some garlic. Mince it up, smear it in a pita bread and pop it on the barbecue. It is sublime every single time.
Do you cook the mince before you put it in the pita bread?
No. So you'd be surprised. It can be a little bit surprising when you do cook it because it cooks so easily. You just kind of get one large pita bread, smear half of it with the raw lamb mince mixture, fold the pita bread over, straight on a barbecue with a bit of oil.
Yum.
So good. Next to the lamb pitas, we have smashed potatoes. These are, again, a crowd pleaser. They're delicious, and I am a little bit sneaky with this dish. You can exclude it, but I like to baste mine in some butter, and I put a bit of paprika in the butter as well. So it infuses through the potatoes as they're cooking. Just continue to gently baste them with a little bit of that butter. If you want to get really fancy, you can get a few stalks of rosemary and use that to baste the potatoes, and it adds even more flavor again. So the absolute best combination to have with this dish is my loaded yogurt. Then I bam it up with some of my secret ingredients. So let me talk you through what we have. Now, lemon. Very simple, very straightforward. The acidity helps cut through any fats or any, umami flavors for the barbecue, and it complements everything perfectly. We'll pop that there. So my secret ingredient, people always ask me how I manage to get so much flavor into the food that I cook. Often I use preserved lemons. They're salty, they're super powerful in flavor, and they just make every dish so much more delicious. So I pop in the preserved lemons. I've got some grated garlic here because, hello, garlic makes everything taste better. Then what I have, this is a combination of 3 herbs. Use whatever's handy. This is mint, parsley and oregano. Dill works absolutely spectacularly in this dish as well. You know what? I love it being super herby, so I'm going to put all of those herbs in. And they will soften and they will infuse the flavour of the yogurt as the days go by. So definitely one to keep in the fridge because it only gets better with time. And then 2 other ingredients. You can actually add quite a few ingredients to this yogurt. This is kind of in its most simplest form. I'm also going to add in some sumac. So sumac is like a Middle Eastern berry. And so they dry it out and they grind it up. And I've also just got some salt in there because, again, everything tastes a lot better when we add a bit of salt, doesn't it? And you pretty much add in a little bit of olive oil and mix it around. The longer you leave it, the better, because the flavors will infuse even more. But I'm sure you are going to try this, and I'm sure you're going to say it tastes amazing just the way it is. But obviously, as you leave it, it'll just keep getting better. So once you've made your yogurt, grab a pita bread, pop a bit of yogurt on there, straight down the hatch. It's amazing.
Would you be able to share with us your best entertaining Barbie tips?
Okay, so there's so many ways that you can enjoy a barbecue even more when you are entertaining. So for example, with these pitas, you can even get people to make their own if you want. Say, here's a pita bread, pop a bit of mince on there, fold it over and chuck it on the Barbie. Otherwise, because it's done so quickly, we've got our friends together, we've got food kind of going on and coming off the barbecue, and it becomes quite a communal situation. And people just, trust me, whenever I do these pitas, people always keep kind of strategically coming back to check in if there's any more. But in terms of you cooking it on the barbecue, it's a social thing, it's an active thing. It gets you outside, and as we know, cooking on the barbecue tastes better. So always make sure that you've got your Barbie nice and hot when you're going to put food on there. I always use charcoal. I prefer charcoal cooking. The flavour and the heat distribution is far better. And it seems daunting, but it really is not. It is a very straightforward process. It's almost as simple as lighting a gas barbecue, honestly. You just put charcoal in a barbecue or a pit, or whatever you can find that's safe. You use fire lighters and put them in amongst the charcoal. I always use natural fire lighters when I am cooking with food or using the fire for cooking with food, because it doesn't taint the taste of the food either. So it's a much better option for you. And then once it's ignited, once the charcoal is white and glowing red, you know you're good to cook. And you will infuse the most incredible flavours into your food every single time.
Well, thank you so much again, Sarah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this myself, so I'm excited.
My pleasure.
If you'd like to learn more about Sarah Kiryshin and healthy food for today's busy people, please visit her webpage on our website at healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And that's all for today, and we'll see you next week.